And thanks all of you for your work on helping to look out for the taxpayers issue and to make sure that the values of transparency and accountability are the values that we don't forget as we move further away from the initial infusions of the TARP money. And each one of you have, in your testimony, emphasized the importance of transparency. I would certainly agree with you. I certainly think sunshine is a great thing to have in the public sector. But I also think that in this instance that transparency can assist the taxpayers in getting maximum value, maximum return on the investment that they made. And I think the Congressional Oversight Panel report backs that up. It says Treasury would be more likely to maximize taxpayer returns if it sold the warrants through auctions. The reason is straightforward. An auction would cause the warrants to be allocated to the buyers willing to pay the highest price. And competitive pressures in the bidding process may push bids up. Do you agree with that statement, Professor Warren?
I do, Congresswoman.
Well, I certainly do as well, and I think that the market and public auctions are certainly a very valid way for setting a price. We've heard today a lot of talk about Goldman and the value that was received through the negotiation process with Goldman, but not to be too pessimistic or too cynical. There are reports today that the initial offer from Goldman was made several weeks ago, and the initial offer was $650 million. And that was followed up by a counteroffer by Treasury of some $900 million. And then followed up sometime after that by the release of Goldman's statements indicating how much money they had made, certainly in part because of the infusion of money the taxpayers gave them. And as Goldman stock prices go up, would you agree that the value of those warrants that the taxpayers were holding would also be going up? Yes. So then it's certainly maybe not surprising that Goldman increased its offer to the taxpayers and offered to pay $1.1 billion for the warrants. You agree with that? Yes. But would you also agree that perhaps if we allowed it to go to market, that others who might see the same reports about Goldman's recent earnings might think that holding Goldman's warrants, which could be used by them to purchase stock over a pretty lengthy period of time, might be to them worth more than $1.1 billion, and they might make a higher offer than that at public auction.
That is certainly possible, Congresswoman.
So, would you agree that the market has a great deal of experience in this issue of setting prices, and that Treasury has also experience in terms of conducting public auction?
Yes, Congresswoman.
And again, going back to all three of you in your statements with respect to maximizing value for the taxpayer and being transparent, and would you agree that a public auction would be an excellent way to combine and achieve those two goals, maximizing profits and being transparent?
Yes, Congresswoman.
Does anybody on the panel have a different view, disagree?
I think in particular it addresses a lot of the transparency concerns and a lot of the allegations that may be made when it is a closed-door process. And
that the goal of restoring public confidence in the markets and having public confidence in our government officials is an important and worthwhile goal as well, I would think.
Yes.
Thank you.